to endure sickness. You have to be willing to be persecuted. You have to be willing. I'm going to serve no matter what society says. I'm going to serve his house. I'm going to serve his people. I'm going to serve my God. I'm going to serve my household. I will be a servant. You have to be willing. See, when you do that, there's no room for pride. There's no room for independence. There's no room for mixing and muddying. There's no room when you're willing. You want things right. If you think about a butler, he has to be tight. His outfit has to be tight. His demeanor has to be tight. His posture has to be tight. His words everything has to be lined up. If you think about the military, everything has to be tight. Amen, Brother Span? You can't go in there with a sloppy haircut. You can't go in there with wrinkles in your uniform. You can't. Everything has to be tight because you are serving a higher authority. And as Christians, we are serving a higher authority, and everything has to be tight. We better be clean in our speech. We better be clean in our thought process. We have to be clean in even how we handle our money. Things have to be tight. I can't let you muddy my waters. I can't let you bring your filth into my presence. I can't let you. I can't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Things got to be tight. Because I want to eat of the good of the land. Do you want to eat of the good of the land? You have to be willing. Yes, Lord. But this is where we get stuck. We say, I'm willing, but. I'm willing, but you know who my husband is. I'm willing, but you know how my wife is. I'm willing, but you know how my job is. I'm willing, but you know how my HOA association is. I told you, I shared this before. I put my ABCs of salvation out on my lawn. I live in the courtyard, in the townhouse, and I'm an in unit, and I put it in my grass that I pay taxes on. And I got a nice letter from HOA. I am in violation. And it was interesting that people were putting graduation stuff, decorating their full houses. They were decorating their houses for Halloween. They were everything else, and I just had one little sign of encouragement. I didn't say, if you don't get saved, you're going to hell. That's not what our ABCs of salvation is. It's a word of encouragement, especially in the time of COVID, when people are scared to have face-to-face conversations with people. Please remove it from your lawn. You are in violation. Now, interesting, when I put my son's middle school graduation up there was no problem. But somebody got offended by Jesus. And I expect that. So I took it up, or what? You took it up and put it in my window. Because I got a big bay window that is elevated. So you walk past my house, guess what? You walk in to get your exercise, guess what? And I got real indignant. Do Christmas, I put lights up all around my window. So you saw it even at night. Because we'll talk a good talk. But when it comes down to it, you got to work. You have to work. You have to do the job. Just like you have to do the job to get paid, to get your paycheck. And you got a lot of faith in the job that you work at that they actually going to pay you every 2 weeks. When companies are closing down left and right, I used to work at a job way years ago, and I shared this testimony where I had direct deposit. And I went to my mailbox, and I saw, I never had nothing in my mailbox. And I pulled out, and what is this? And I opened it up, and it was my paycheck. The Holy Ghost said, go to the bank right now. I said, y'all, I'm taking an early lunch. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm taking an early lunch. I went to the nearest bank and cashed my check. By the time I got back, people's checks were bouncing because they didn't meet payroll. It was the first time it ever happened in the years that we were in this organization. And they were looking, they said, did yours? I said, mine went through. Mine's probably the only one that went through because I serve a Lord who takes care of his own, and I will eat of the good of the land because I was willing and obedient when it came to tithes and offering. Yep, I went there. You got to do the work. John 9:4 says this, I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. The night is coming when no one can work.